The Expanse has only grown in stature since its conclusion in 2022. Widely celebrated as one of the greatest sci-fi shows not just of the century but of all time, its reputation continues to expand beyond its loyal fanbase. Despite this acclaim, many sci-fi enthusiasts have yet to experience the Rocinante crew's extraordinary journey across a colonized solar system. That hesitation is somewhat understandable. Every few years, a new sci-fi series arrives that's hailed as essential viewing, only to fade into obscurity once the hype dies down. However, The Expanse isn't one of those. It endures because it has everything great science fiction should: dazzling visuals, fascinating world-building, political intrigue, and provocative ideas about humanity's place in the universe. While the series is best experienced chronologically, certain episodes of The Expanse distill its brilliance into unforgettable sci-fi moments. For those still unconvinced, these entries showcase the best of what The Expanse has to offer, serving as perfect entry points into its gripping, thought-provoking, and uniquely ambitious brand of sci-fi. Dulcinea, Season 1, Episode 1. A pilot that redefines how to introduce a sci-fi world. Stephen Strait as Holden in the pilot episode of The Expanse. Dulcinea wastes no time in making its mark. As the pilot, it pulls viewers into The Expanse's sprawling vision of humanity spread across the stars. From the icy void of space to the tense politics of Earth, Mars, and the Belt, it sketches out a universe brimming with both possibility and conflict. Few pilots manage such deft world-building. The episode introduces James Holden, Stephen Strait, Naomi Nagata, Dominique Tipper, Amos Burton, Wes Chatham, and Alex Kamal, Cass Anver, while also plunging into the mystery of Julie Mao, Florence Favre. However, instead of overwhelming exposition, Dulcinea lets its world breathe through visuals, atmosphere, and subtle cultural cues. For sci-fi fans, the thrill lies in its combination of realism and imagination. Like Battlestar Galactica's 33, this pilot proves The Expanse provides gripping science fiction from the start. It doesn't just introduce a setting, it immerses you in a lived-in future that feels both alien and disturbingly plausible. Cascade, Season 2, Episode 10. A reminder of how culture shapes humanity in space. Bobby in The Expanse episode Cascade. What makes Cascade so powerful isn't just its intrigue but its thematic weight. The Expanse consistently emphasizes that humans don't simply adapt to space, they evolve into new cultures, new identities. Nowhere is this clearer than when Bobby Draper, Frankie Adams, sees Earth's ocean for the first time. The moment is breathtaking because it highlights the sheer scale of difference between Earthborn, Martians, and Belters. A simple wave on a shoreline becomes an existential revelation for Bobby. This is science fiction at its most poignant, using imagined futures to reflect on what we take for granted today. The episode also excels in political complexity. As the factions maneuver, the show underscores that humanity's divisions are just as vast as the physical distances separating them. It's the type of thoughtful world-building that sci-fi fans hungry for depth, more Star Trek than space opera, spectacle, will instantly connect with. It reaches out, Season 3, Episode 8. When sci-fi veers into the realm of psychological horror. Thomas Jane in The Expanse episode It Reaches Out. It Reaches Out takes The Expanse into darker territory. James Holden finds himself haunted by a phantom version of Detective Miller, Thomas Jane, an unnerving side effect of his exposure to the protomolecule. The result is an episode steeped in tension, where reality and hallucination blur in unsettling ways. This shift into psychological sci-fi echoes multiple classic sci-fi movies that see technology and alien contact force the human mind into disarray. Holden's experiences create unease not just for him but for the crew around him, as his grip on sanity seems to slip. For sci-fi fans, It Reaches Out demonstrates the show's versatility. It isn't confined to battles or politics, it can pivot into near horror while staying firmly grounded in science fiction. That balance of psychological dread and speculative science is what makes this episode so memorable in The Expanse's run. Doors and Corners, Season 2, Episode 2. Sci-fi action at its sharpest and most tactical. Thomas Jane in The Expanse episode Doors and Corners. While The Expanse thrives on philosophy and politics, Season 2's Doors and Corners is proof that it can deliver adrenaline-pumping action just as well. The Rocinante crew, alongside Fred Johnson, Chad Coleman, launches a daring raid to seize critical protomolecule data, and the result is a meticulously staged assault that feels as raw as it is exhilarating. Unlike the flashy, consequence-free firefights of typical space operas, this sequence is brutal and tactical. Every decision matters, every bullet counts, and the human cost is never ignored. It's action rooted in realism, which makes it all the more gripping. The episode shows how The Expanse can balance spectacle with grounded stakes. Fans who admire the hard-edged combat of aliens or the tension-filled skirmishes of Battlestar Galactica will find this raid unforgettable. It's The Expanse at its most militaristic, proving the show's range without ever sacrificing its intelligence. CQB, Season 1, Episode 4. A space battle that cemented The Expanse as must-watch sci-fi. A navigator inspecting a screen in The Expanse episode CQB. CQB is often hailed as the episode that signaled The Expanse's staying power. When the Rocinante, then still the Canterbury survivors, comes under attack in a claustrophobic skirmish, the show delivers its first jaw-dropping space battle. The choreography, physics, and visual scale raised the bar for television sci-fi in 2015. The sequence works because it respects real-world spaceflight mechanics. There's no sound in the void, no gravity unless induced, and the violence is sudden, catastrophic, and irreversible. For fans of hard science fiction, this wasn't just entertainment, it was validation that TV could treat space with respect. Beyond the spectacle, the episode humanizes the conflict. Amos and Naomi are tested under fire, while Holden proves himself as a reluctant leader. CQB is where The Expanse first showed it could marry nail-biting tension with character development, making it a cornerstone of the series. Home, Season 2, Episode 5. When philosophy and spectacle collide in stunning sci-fi fashion. Nagota and Holden in The Expanse episode Home. Home blends action with deep philosophical weight, making it one of The Expanse's standout episodes. The crew of the Rocinante races to intercept an asteroid infected with the proto-molecule, and Detective Miller confronts Julie Mao in a haunting climax that resonates far beyond the immediate story. This episode encapsulates why The Expanse works so well. It's never just about the chase or the fight. Miller's arc becomes a meditation on love, sacrifice, and what it means to face forces far larger than humanity can comprehend. It's epic storytelling disguised as intimate tragedy. From a sci-fi perspective, Home excels because it treats alien technology as both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Like the monoliths in 2001, A Space Odyssey, the proto-molecule inspires existential dread while forcing humans to confront their own fragility. For fans, this is The Expanse at its most profound.